Some of the strangest things on the planet get their start on Twitter, and on September 23rd, 2023, that logic held true again when this video appeared on my timeline. It showed an easy-looking modern-styled level with the default in-game cut of Stereo Madness as the song. That on its own isn't strange, but what is the caption. Recorded Stereo Madness. This should work now that I'm not recording from the official level menu. The ID of the official real Stereo Madness copy is 947295537. If you haven't been following, read my past few tweets to know what's been going on. What I didn't know at the time was that this was the start of one of the most intriguing Geometry Dash related rabbit holes that I would ever go down. Alright, so here's how I'm going to do this. I'm going to essentially take you through this ARG or whatever it is in the same way that I discovered it. So after seeing the initial tweet, I got curious and looked into the author's account since he had hinted at that. I discovered these two tweets at the end of a long tweet thread from September 18th, where the author claims that all existing videos online of the official 21 levels in Geometry Dash are misrepresented in some way, and that all the pictures of the real versions are being blurred for some strange reason. Now, at this point, I was just kinda confused. I wasn't really sure what the guy was talking about, and I just shrugged it off. Until I saw this tweet. Now, this just set off my ARG alarm so much that it was unreal. I mean, come on. A Twitter account that was created for the sole purpose of contributing to this random cause that I had never even heard of until now? Seems suspicious to say the least. According to the account, he had found some of these lost official levels and re-uploaded them to the servers, which was confirmed by the original author, Gasmint, who I guess I'll just call Gas from now on, to be the real levels. This series of events, to me at least, seemed to progress awfully fast. I mean, I had just heard about these levels today, and we already have playable versions? Well, at least we could now get an unblurred look at these levels for real. But wait, what was even up with that blurring in the first place? Recall that Gas mentioned that he could not upload pictures or videos of any of the levels without them being blurred for some reason. As it turns out, he wasn't lying. He has tweets dating as far back as April 2023 showcasing this phenomenon. And they aren't even like tweets made with the intent of grabbing your attention or baiting you. They just seem like completely normal, honest replies that happen to involve the official levels. Someone had even asked him back then what was up with the image, where Gas seemed just as confused. Continuing forward in time, we reach another tweet where Gas mentions how strange it is that there are no good videos of Jumper anywhere online, and how strange it is for the official levels in such a popular game to essentially be lost media of some sort. He doubles down on this phenomenon in a quote tweet to Colin, calling it a reverse Mandela effect, where everyone except him seems to have forgotten what the official levels look like. In the same way that you might have forgotten to hit subscribe, baby, yeah! Alright, sorry. I had to, come on. But now, now we get to the good stuff. This is the first time that I could find, at least, where he actually goes pretty in detail at this phenomenon. In response to a GD Today tweet asking what everyone's favorite RobTop level is, Gas goes into great detail about 5 RobTop levels and why he likes all of them, followed by an issue he has with them: their lack of proper representation on YouTube and Twitter. He explains how all across the internet there are these videos of Skeletal, unfinished versions of the levels, which is an insult to Rob's original visions for them, citing several occurrences in huge GD videos such as Alex Payne's showcases, Colin's commentaries, and even the 10-year anniversary video. He concludes this small thread by clarifying that he is, indeed, not joking. On September 18th, he explained that he won't be writing any threads for a while, as was customary of him, as he is working on a project related to the RobTop levels and how they aren't what the community thinks they are. Soon after, on the 22nd, he reaches out to the public for help in searching for copies of these levels in hopes that he can bring the true nature of them to light. He then shows evidence of the aid he's received thus far in the form of a recreation of what is supposedly Cycles. This is the image attached. Now, I don't think I need to tell you this, but that ain't Cycles. So, before we move on to the big break in the case, what do we have so far? A man claiming that the RobTop levels as we know them are fake layout versions, and that there were originally much more decorated versions out there, which were replaced? Or is the theory that these layout versions were never even the official versions at all? Quite frankly, I'm not sure just yet, so I guess we keep searching. The big break comes in the form of the aforementioned RobTopArchiver Twitter account suddenly dropping a bunch of IDs of these supposed re-uploads, claiming that he pulled them from a save file that he had. Over the course of the next few hours, Gas uploads a couple more showcases of these levels, noting on the video of Can't Let Go that he believes RobTop to be an originator of the core decoration style. Sound logic, I guess. I mean, if Rob had made these levels in 2013 somehow, then yeah, I mean, by virtue of being the first, then he would be the originator. Now, since the 23rd was when this presumably all blew up, since that's when it got onto my timeline, Gas was receiving a lot of questions and replies, so he made a thread to answer some of his frequently asked questions. He starts by, again, doubling down and saying that this is not an ARG, so Gas, if you're watching this, sorry, man, but I am absolutely calling this an ARG still, because I don't know what else to call it. And to be fair, I asked you what you'd call it, and you didn't respond to me. He then confirms a couple more things. To list them off SparkNotes style: 1. No one else is associated with him. 2. This isn't an advertising stunt for the levels. 3. It's not bait. 4. He's not schizophrenic. And 5. He's not stupid. Now, by this point, I was intrigued, so it was on this tweet thread where I chimed in, and I asked him a couple things myself. 1. If he genuinely believes that RobTop made these levels and then hid them from the public, replaced by the layouts that we know today, and 2. Why? He responded in kind of a confusing way in my opinion, claiming that they're not hidden and are easily accessible to the public, and that the issue is that the videos of layouts are being passed off as the real thing, and also that he has no clue why it was happening. Alright, I know that this info has just been hitting you back to back like a truck, so let's recap real quick. Guy posts images of RobTop levels that are getting blurred for no reason. Claims that all existing videos of the RobTop levels on the internet aren't the real levels. Random other account turns up and posts 5 of them to the servers. This is confirmed as supposedly being the real deal and the true RobTop levels. Strange, right? Well, now it's time for the fun part. Analyzation. First of all, I gotta respect the commitment to not call it an ARG, but I don't know how you're gonna tell me that the levels aren't hidden when I can disprove that by... Like, I feel like Gas would have had an easier time covering this up if he had claimed that the levels used to be in the game, but are in fact just removed from the game now. But like, I can actively disprove the theory that they're still in the game because I can just go play Can't Let Go, and I do not see this! Speaking of that, the levels in question kinda confuse me too. See, a lot of them are real early levels. We have an alternate version of Stereo Madness, Can't Let Go, Jumper, and Cycles. But then we also have an alternate version of Blast Processing? Like, does this imply that Rob had created the first 17 levels at least in 1.0 and then just removed them from the game before systematically re-adding them over the next couple years? And also, these levels are hard. Much harder than their counterparts that we know of. Jumper is without a doubt an insane demon. Like, what is this? I was also confused about how these levels could exist in 1.0 since, you know, 99% of what's in them didn't exist in 1.0, to which someone had replied to me claiming that Rob actually had the 2.1 editor all the way back in 2013, and then just removed most of the features since he didn't want to overwhelm the game. And speaking of the 2.1 editor, these levels have very different themes, not only from the regular levels, if they even have themes, but also from each other. And shameless time, if you want to hear me talk about the levels themselves in detail, then hit that join button, because I want to make it a member-only perk. But yeah, the story that Gas seems to be rolling with is that Rob has had the 2.1 editor for 10 years, and then just removed the features? Like, that's certainly a theory, but like, think about it. Does that really make sense? Like, at first thought, you might think, oh, sure, he deleted most of the stuff, then re-added it. But he would have to systematically re-add certain parts only. You have to consider that this man has made 11 major updates to the game throughout the last 10 years, with tons more bug fix updates scattered throughout. So was he intentionally adding in bugs just to fix them later on? Doesn't make much sense to me to consider that Rob was actively making more work for himself by destructuring the game's updates like this. What do I think? I mean, I think it's a cool story with super cool levels to complement it. I was excited to see if we would get more levels in the future and how high they would go, because I was like, surely there isn't another version of Finger Dash or something. But Gas seemed to basically deny that ever happening, telling me that he found snippets of Back on Track and Clutterfunk, but nothing substantial enough to post. Whether or not that means these snippets actually exist is up to interpretation. Regardless, I do hope more content comes out on this account in the future, because it would be really cool to see where it goes. Geometrash has never really had anything like this before, so it's super cool to see it unfold in real time. I know this video had a lot of information, and it probably wasn't structured very well, but I am not very good at writing scripts, so, my bad. But I hope you enjoyed regardless, and found it at least a little bit interesting. Special thanks to all the channel members, including Village, Gatto, Not Kip, PenG Plays 149, Zan Lull I Guess, Pineapple Guy, and IDK a name. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and did I mention that Vibrine is uploading videos of these levels and calling them real?